Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Poust here. I have a great one. It's called The Berenstain Bears Get Stage Fright. Now, this happens to our friends too in class sometimes when you have to read in front of the group. It can be a little nerve wracking. So maybe Sister Bear can teach us a little bit of thing about stage fright and public speaking. On the way to school one day, Sister Bear, Brother Bear, and Cousin Freddie got to talking about an important subject, their teachers. Teacher Bob is tough, but fair, said Freddie, who was in the same class as Brother. Brother agreed. How about your teacher? He asked Sister. Is she easy or hard? Teacher Jane isn't easy or hard, Sister said. She's good. Huh. Then the bell rang and the Cubs were ready for the school day. You see it right there? Our store, we add and subtract. The reason Sister thought Teacher Jane was good was that she made things interesting. When they were learning to add and subtract, Teacher Jane set up a pretend store with play money and a toy cash register. It helped the Cubs learn, and it was fun. Over here. Big, bigger, biggest. Small, smaller, smallest. Words and ideas. When the class was studying words and ideas, they made posters. That helped them learn too. And sometimes in reading class, instead of just reading from their books, they acted out the stories. That's what they were doing when Grizzly Stillskin, the story of the funny old elf bear, who was sure that nobody could ever guess his name. Sister Bear was acting out the part of the miller's daughter, who becomes a princess and has to spin straw into gold. They had come to the part where the princess had one last chance to guess the elf bear's name. Oh, we read that, Rumpelstiltskin. Such a good story. It's on our playlist. Oh, good sir, read Sister in a loud, clear voice. We've come to the end of our guessing game because Grizzly Stillskin is your name. That's when Grizzly Stillskin flies into a rage and disappears into a puff of smoke. And the princess lived happily ever after. That was very good, class, said Teacher Jane. So good, in fact, that I have a surprise for you. I'm in charge of the school play this year. And guess what? The play is going to be Grizzly Stillskin. And some of you will have parts in it. Then she gave out the parts. One of them had Sister's name on it. What fun! What excitement! Sister was going to be in the school play on the auditorium stage with scenery and costumes and makeup and everything. It turned out that Brother and Freddie had gotten parts too. Brother was going to be the woods bear who finds out the elf bear's name. And Freddie was going to play the part of Grizzly Stiltskin himself. Who are you going to be? Freddie asked Sister. When Sister, who hadn't even thought to look, turned to her part, it said, The Princess. Wow! Said Brother and Freddie. That's the main part! Well, how about that? Said Papa Bear when he heard the news. My little princess is going to play the part of the princess. Say, we'd better tell Grizzly Gramps and Gran, and Uncle Willie, and Aunt Min. Calm yourself down, dear, said Mama, taking Papa aside. Sister has a lot of work ahead of her, and she doesn't need a lot of fuss and excitement. Said Papa. You're absolutely right, my dear. Yeah, why all the fuss? Said Brother. It's just a school play. I already know my whole part. Hear me, old princess. I was deep in the forest, and this is what I heard. The princess's firstborn shall be mine. If she had guesses 9 times 9, she could not win the guessing game, 'cause Grizzly Stillskin is my name. See, he said, nothing to it. But Sister wasn't so sure. She was beginning to feel a little nervous about the whole thing. Brother Bear is ready for the play. The next day, when Teacher Jane asked Sister to take a message to the office, Sister decided to take a shortcut through the auditorium. She had been in the auditorium many times, of course, but she had never been on the stage. She climbed the steps and looked out over the rows of seats. It looked enormous. Wow. Look at those bears. Would you be nervous, boys and girls? Then she imagined all the seats filled with everybody in the school. And Grizz Gramps and Gran and Uncle Willie and Aunt Min. It looked even more enormous. Yeah, look at the picture clues, boys and girls. Look like Sister is starting to doubt herself. Do you think she can do it? Why the long face? Asked Brother on his way home from school. Sister told him she was worried about the play. Relax, he said. There's nothing to it. It's a piece of cake. Why, I can do my part standing on my head. Hear me, O princess! Hear me, O princess! I can do it hanging from a branch. And from inside a hollow log. Hear me, O princess! Cousin Freddie and the gang thought Brother was pretty funny, but Sister didn't even smile. Oh no. That evening, Sister's worries all came out. Reading a part in class just isn't the same as getting up in front of the whole school. And I have to learn it all by my heart, she wailed. How am I ever going to do it? Oh, look at this. Mama's making the costumes for the princess and the miller's daughter. The same way you learn anything else, said Mama. Line by line, page by page. Papa and I will help you. It's good, Mama. Besides, you already know lots of things by heart. The alphabet, dozens of songs and rhymes, the Pledge of Allegiance. Why, I bet you know enough things by heart to fill a book. You already know the story. All you have to do is learn your parts and practice. That's what Sister did. She learned her part line by line, page by page. And she practiced. She practiced in her room, in front of her toys. Oh, good sir. She practiced in the field in front of her forest friends. We've come to the end of our guessing game. Everyone's listening. Who thinks in those logs? Those trees? I like the toads the most. She practiced in front of Papa and Mama. Because Grizzly Stillskin is your name! That's wonderful, sweetie, said Papa, applauding. Letter perfect. Yes, sighed Sister, but practicing in front of my toys and forest friends and you and Mama just isn't the same as getting up on stage in front of the whole school. How do I practice for that? Sweetie, said Mama, there are some things in life you can't practice. You've just got to do them. But what if I get nervous and scared? She asked. Oh, but you will, said Mama. I will? Said Sister. Of course, said Mama. Everybody gets nervous when they have to perform in front of an audience, even famous opera singers and star athletes. But if you know it's natural and you expect to be a little nervous, it won't really bother you that much, and you'll be proud of yourself. It's starting to come along, right? Look at that. And besides, she added, you'll be having a big rehearsal in the auditorium. That'll help. Now, where's that brother of yours? I've got to finish his costume. I do wish you'd take this thing a little more serious. Don't worry about him, Mama, said Sister. He can do his part standing on his head. The rehearsal did help, but an empty auditorium still wasn't the same as a real-life audience. I agree. Oh, here we go. Tonight, school play, 7 p.m. And now, at last, the moment had come. The curtain was opening on the Bear County Schools production of Grizzly Stillskin. I think she's going to do, boys and girls. Yeah, me too. And there was Sister all alone on the big stage, looking out at the whole school. And Grizzly Gramps and Gran and Uncle Willie and Aunt Min. It was a little scary, but it was also very exciting. Then she heard a loud, clear voice saying, I am the miller's daughter, and woe is me, for my father has told the king I can spin straw into gold, and in truth I cannot. It took her a split second to realize that the voice was hers. From there on, everything went beautifully. There was one little rough spot near the end when it was time for Brother to do his part. He came on stage in his handsome woods bear costume, looked out at hundreds of eyes staring at him, and completely forgot what he was supposed to say. Oh, brother. I can't remember my lines, he whispered. Why don't you try standing on your head? Whispered Sister. But then she took pity on him and helped him with his lines. Yeah, that's the right attitude, Sister. Gotta help him out. Wow. What a night. The play ended magnificently. Oh, yeah, it's on here. Cloud spray. The play ended magnificently with Grizzly Stillskin flying into a fury and disappearing into a puff of smoke. So great. After the show, Mama and Papa came backstage. "Terrific show," said Papa. "Terrific." "Congratulations," said Mama, "on a job well done." "A piece of cake," said Princess Sister. So what do you think, boys and girls? Get stage fright? Pretty good, huh? All right, I'll see you soon.